Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the final moon reading for 2024, which is going to be the Capricorn New Moon happening December 30th at 5:26 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're going to get in, we're going to look at what's coming up with this new moon, you know, what the vibes are, what's the energy, all that good stuff. And yeah, first though, let's go over what the previous full moon and new moon in Capricorn were, when they were. I always like to do this to look back at the 6-month and year cycle, you know, roughly those times, to get a good idea for how this moon sign energy has been impacting us over the course of a year. So, the previous Capricorn full moon was June 21st, 2024, and the previous Capricorn new moon was January 11th, 2024. So, we started the year with a Capricorn new moon, and we are ending the year with a Capricorn new moon. So, this is, you know, very much reflect on the year, things that happened throughout the year, what kind of progress you made, especially with Capricorn being a Saturn ruled sign, Saturn being our planet of structure, discipline, you know, boundaries, time, law and order, all of those kind of responsible kind of energies come from Saturn. And so we may have had a rough year, we may have had a good year, you know, it just depends on your own chart and how you've been, you know, moving through your life. But overall, we may have had themes of our structures and our responsibilities throughout the year, especially with Saturn being in Pisces. There may have been some confusion for a lot of people throughout this year. You know, we're trying to like level up, but then we have this Pisces energy kind of throwing us off. So just something to keep in mind. I do feel like this new moon is going to be a reflection on like what did and didn't work for us throughout 2024 as we move into 2025, because we will be moving in with, you know, this new moon energy for our first moon cycle of 2025. Our full moon will be in Cancer, so we will be on the cardinal axis. And speaking of the cardinal axis, the signs that will be most impacted by this new moon are going to be Capricorn, Libra, Cancer, and Aries. Those are all the cardinal signs. They will be on the axis or the square of the Capricorn new moon. So they're just most likely to be more impacted. Everyone will feel it to some degree, but they will feel it most in activation of their chart. So, like I said, we're just going to get in and check out what's coming up for this full moon or new moon, and yeah, talk about it. So if you are new here, hello, I am Marie. I am an intuitive tarot reader. I am also an artist of multiple forms. I create stickers, I create paintings, I create punch needles. I have a ton of art that I offer, and I also offer witchcraft and wellness products, from spell jars to spell oils to, you know, spell kits. And also, if you are interested in tracking the moons for next year, I have made this planner sheet of all the full moons and new moons of next year. So you don't have to do the work to figure out when they are. They are right here. And they also have the sign that the moon will be in. And there are some stickers of just full moons and new moons, so you can just put them on your calendar and have them marked and ready to go. There is also a key here of the signs in case maybe you're not familiar with the glyphs for the signs. But yeah, these are now available, and they will be available until, you know, I don't know, probably first few weeks of 2025. But yeah, if you want to track the moon phases in 2025, I got you. They're right here. So head over to my website to grab yourself one of those for your planners, your journals, your calendars, whatever. All right, promotion is over. Let's get into the reading. All right, so Capricorn new moon to start, well, to end the year and then to move into 2025. I think that's pretty interesting, especially in terms of what Capricorn rules, you know, all the structures, the responsibilities. It's kind of a good energy for like getting shit done, especially I believe we are moving into a Mars ruled year, and I think we're starting with Mars being retrograde, but you know, it is what it is. Retrogrades aren't anything to be scared of, but it's like that action energy, that, you know, determination, that willpower. So using this Saturn ruled new moon to kind of plant some seeds to move into 2025. I wouldn't say that this is New Year's resolution. Like, it can be. But I feel like New Year's resolutions has like a bad connotation with putting a lot of expectations on ourselves. And what we don't want to do is do that. We want to use what we have learned this year about maybe last year's resolutions and how they did or didn't work, or, you know, what kind of things we needed to alter to make them work, and use that to plant our seeds for 2025. What did we learn didn't work this year in terms of our goals? So what can we do to make them more achievable next year? Or just generally making goals that are, you know, achievable, that aren't crazy high expectations, and then losing our motivation like 2 months into the new year. So that is that. But let's get some cards and see what the card's going to say is coming up for the Capricorn New Moon of 2024. All right, yeah, we got the Hangman to start off with. It's very much reflection energy. It's very much slow down. You know, he's hung up, he's strung up. We need to think. We need to get a different perspective. We need to maybe reevaluate things. What do we got down here? We got the Hierophant reversed. That is definitely telling me that this is a time to really go inwards and to... All right, so with the Hierophant reversed, I feel like this is two sides. So there may be some of you, and I'm feeling like it's more so this. There's some of you that have been looking very external, especially like social media, 222 on the clock there, especially like with social media and seeing how we think other people have met their goals and how we think we can meet our goals. But we're not taking into account of like how we need a different structure. We need different balance. We need something different. And especially when you're looking at social media, you're not getting the full picture of how someone has done something. You're getting, you know, the highlights that they are showing. So we really need to go inwards and connect with our intuition. This is the Neptune card. I feel like there is some intuition calling to us that maybe we have ignored a little bit throughout the year. And it's just calling to us to listen to it before we try to make these big goals, and listen to it before we, you know, just jump into something headstrong and then burn ourselves out. So what else can we say about this Capricorn New Moon coming up December 30th? Yeah, we got the Four of Cups reversed, and I don't remember if that came out in the last reading or if it was a different reading, but there has been this energy of disinterest, of a little bit of woe is me. We even got the Five of Swords reversed down here, and like putting our energy in the wrong place, and also just like kind of rejecting the offers coming our way. I know that was coming up in a few readings ago, but I feel that this is like, we're getting so tired of trying to fight what it is we want to do. It's like we're that burnout feeling. Like, I feel like this is someone who has tried to accept this cup that they're not interested in, that tried to accept this offer that they're not interested in, and it's burning you out. You don't have the energy you want to direct into the things that matter to you. Yeah, and I just feel like it's a dead end. It's like accepting a job offer that is a dead end. Now, I know, like, in a few readings ago, it was like, you know, if you take a job offer that may be a dead end, use it as a stepping stone, and that is okay. But you have to be diligent that you are reminding yourself that this is a stepping stone. You don't want to let yourself get comfortable here. Comfortable in the sense that you're not ready to leave the job. Like, you're holding on to it, thinking that, oh, maybe like I'm being ungrateful. That's kind of the energy I'm feeling. It's like you went into this thinking like, I'll only do this for a little bit, and now you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself in it like, oh, but maybe it actually is good for me. Maybe if I just keep doing it, it'll get better. And I don't feel like that's the case here. I feel like this is a case where you need to have a plan to get out of this situation so that you have offers coming your way that are more aligned. going back to that perspective shift, what do you really want? What do you really want to be doing? You know, who do you want to be doing it with? Where do you want to be doing it? You know, what kind of, like, this isn't just jobs, but I do feel it's very job heavy. I feel like this is also creative stuff for a lot of people. Creative outlets that you've wanted to pursue that you just haven't given yourself the time to do so. And you haven't prioritized, especially with money. Maybe you're so willing to spend money on other people. And especially since we just had Christmas season, you spent all this money on people that you care about, or just, you know, family and whatnot. But you don't save yourself any money to do the things you want. Maybe, you know, you didn't get any gifts that really were what you really wanted. Now, I don't want to say be ungrateful, but at the same time, you know, there's a definite stark difference between people that understand the gifts that really matter, like would matter to you, and the people that just give you a gift to give you a gift. You know, someone that buys you something expensive to just be grateful for. So I feel like we're going through an evaluation of our gratitude and of where we want to put our energy, of the things that we want to spend money on. Like, there's just a big reevaluation kind of happening right now, and looking at the things that we may have accepted that we don't want to do in 2025. So, anything else to say for this Capricorn New Moon energy? Yeah, all right. We got the World card reversed. So it's like we're at the end of the year. We're at the end of the year. We're at the end of this cycle, but we're holding on to some habits and some limiting beliefs, perhaps. And especially, we've got the Queen of Pentacles down here. And who do we have behind that? The Empress. All right, see, I feel like we're trying to move into this Empress, Queen of Pentacles energy where we feel secure in ourselves, in our money, in the structures in our lives, where we just feel taken care of, and we feel that we have the freedom to explore our pleasures and explore our creativity. So I feel like we just need to get things a little bit more straightened out, a little bit more organized, and then we'll have this World card flip over so we can continue the cycle and like move forward. So, because, you know, the World is the end of the major arcana, and then we go back to the Fool, where we just start again, where we start and we learn new lessons. So, and this is also the Saturn card. You know, I didn't actually notice that. So all of the lessons that we have learned, that, you know what, that makes sense, because I feel like this is very much a what have you learned kind of card as well. What have you learned through the Fool's journey? What have you learned through this year? What things can you take with you? What things are you going to leave behind? And with this Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, we have very much heavy harvest feelings here. These are both, you know, feminine characters who I believe are tied to harvest and abundance and materials, our resources. So how are you spending your resources is something to really evaluate at the end of this year. I know a lot of us probably need to work out a budget. I know I need to work out a budget for next year. I didn't, you know, like struggle too much with money, but I definitely wasn't where I wanted to be with money. There were things I wanted to invest in that I didn't invest in because I spent my money elsewhere, where it was for fleeting pleasure. And I think we're getting to the point where we need to work out spending our time, our money, our energy on the things that truly matter to us, because we're going to have a little bit of a bumpy patch going into 2025, I believe. With the inauguration coming up, you know, I don't know how that's all going to go, but I feel like we are due for some rough times. And I don't want to be a fearmonger saying that. This is something to be prepared for. This is something to keep in mind and to, like I said, be prepared for, make plans for. When the world is going to shit around you, you know, what keeps you afloat? Because you're not going to be able to get any change done if you're sinking, you know. And it's okay if sometimes we get overwhelmed and whatnot, but we need to have some kind of plan to get ourselves back on track, to get ourselves, you know, motivated to change things. All right, what else can we say about this Capricorn New Moon? I do feel heavy political energy coming up. Like, oh, not the Wheel of Fortune. I do feel heavy political energy in this next month. Obviously the inauguration, but especially these first 2 moons. I feel like something's going to come out politically that's going to be, I don't know, it's going to definitely start our year off with a bang is what I'm feeling like. So keep that in mind. Just ride the wave, do what you can, boycott who you can boycott, support the unions, all that good stuff. All right, what else can we say about this Capricorn new moon energy? Oh, snap. We got the 10 of Wands reversed, and we got the Tower at the bottom. So what that tells me is we are definitely feeling that burnout energy. We are definitely feeling that, like, I want to burn it all down energy. And I feel like we're going to feel that a little heavier going into 2025 with that Mars energy coming through. And I believe Mars might still be in Leo. I'm not sure. It might have retrograded back into Cancer. But either way, Mars retrograde in a Mars ruled year. It's really giving burn it all down vibes. It's giving like, I want to like throw everything away and start over kind of energy. So I don't feel like this is a bad tower. You know, this is the Mars, Mars card. I feel like this is a, let's get rid of the shit that's not working. You know, this is a Saturn and Sagittarius card. More Saturn energy. We have overwhelmed ourselves. We have, you know, lost our freedom by burdening ourselves with other responsibilities that don't matter to us, that are too much for us, that, you know, don't take into account how we feel, that don't take into account our limitations. And so it is time to let that shit go. It's time to let that shit fall apart. It is time to start working out how we can rearrange things and better take care of ourselves. Yeah, and better take care of ourselves. Oh my God, we got 3 cup cards like in a row down here. Okay, then we got the 8 of Pentacles. Taking care of ourselves emotionally, or like this feels very much like an emotional burnout to begin with, and then like leading into physical. But I'm feeling like we're feeling very emotionally burned out, especially taking in the news and all of the things going on, getting very desensitized to things. So, and like I said, with that that thing I'm feeling coming up in January, this is a time where we're really going to want to pay attention, but we also need to like find that balance of paying attention and not overwhelming ourselves too much. So that is a very, very hard thing to balance, but we got to try our best so that we can stay informed and stay aware, stay cautious of things, but also not like slip into like a nihilistic kind of mindset, which is very hard these days. But I believe that if we can just keep trying, we can get through it. But especially these responsibilities, we need to delegate some things. We need to put some things down. We need to let go of what is not working for us, what is not feeding back into our lives, what is not, you know, stimulating new ideas, what is not working for us. And yeah, so that'll take a review. That'll take reviewing the year, reviewing the past month, especially too. But trying to do it without all that heavy New Year's resolution pressure. I want to like really, really reiterate that, because I feel this Capricorn energy can get us feeling very like hard-headed, hard mindset, into the sense that like we're not giving ourselves the compassion we really need for these goals and for these things that we're trying to do. I feel that these things definitely need like tender discipline. I don't know how else to word it besides like we need to work on our discipline and work on things and structures, but we need to do it compassionately. And I think that just goes back to that balance and like not overwhelming ourselves, not giving ourselves too much shit to hold that we can't hold. So I think I'm kind of done with these. I think I'm going to pull the oracles now, because I just don't feel like there's much more here. I feel like we're getting very much, you know, this is a 10. This is the end of the major arcana. This is what we started with. We're reflecting on the decisions we've made, reflecting on the offers that we've taken, that we haven't taken, reflecting on the things that maybe we don't want to keep doing. and working towards this end of the cycle and letting things go. So I don't think there's a lot more to hash out there. So we're just going to get into the themes. Oh my God. What are you? Hello. Compassion. You know what? I think that was meant to come out. So compassion. Having compassion for yourself. Having compassion for other people around you too. Knowing that we're all kind of going through it to some extent. And this is also card number 10. Like I was just saying, with those endings and moving towards these new beginnings. So, it's a good start here. What else can we say for this Capricorn New Moon energy? What else can we say for this Capricorn New Moon energy? Mirrored souls. I believe this card has been coming out for the past few readings. I think I even had it in some personal readings. So we have a lot of mirroring going on. A lot of mirroring with other people, which if you're not familiar with mirroring, it's basically kind of like shadow work in the sense that you're seeing yourself and your own qualities in other people and vice versa. They're seeing themselves in you. And you may not be conscious of it. A lot of the times it is unconscious. But especially with triggers and things that people do that bother you, there's something in you that is also triggering. And it's not to say that you're like the exact same in that sense, but you have similar qualities in yourself. And so it's like a projection. And so we're mirroring each other. And it's not always bad things. You know, sometimes it's good things, especially, you know, when people talk about shadow work, it's usually like, you know, they think like negative things, but it can be positive things. You know, maybe you get irritated when someone is very loud and outspoken, and maybe that's just part of you that feels like you've never been heard. Some part of you that just gets annoyed that they're so confident to speak their truth when you're, you know, shy and closed off. And so that's something to consider with mirrored souls, and especially go with compassion, because you're sending compassion to yourself and this other person for whatever, you know, is coming up. What else can we say for this Capricorn New Moon energy? These cards can be so difficult to shuffle. All right. Celestial Teacher. So this is very much connecting with your spirit guides, your spirit team, your spiritual beliefs, your practices, whatever it is for you, the universe. And also reflecting on the bigger picture of things and seeing how, what's the words I'm looking for? There's just a bigger plan in place. What do we got down here? Mother Earth. Yeah. So, you know what? Let me get the book. I like the way they word things. So we're just gonna, let me look at Celestial Teacher. I feel like I always butcher this one. This card represents your ability to manifest a reality of your own choosing. You have come a long way, and this world of manifestation that you now find yourself in reflects the wisdom and insight and clarity that you have embraced so far. Okay, this is more manifestation-y. So, if you have drawn this card, Spirit is encouraging you to share this wisdom with the world. Unlimited power, light, knowledge, and flows through you, for your heart is open and your mind is clear. Trust in your abilities as a teacher, for you have strong connection to universal energies of love. Allow divine spirit to speak through you, and trust in this process that is unfolding. Trust in yourself and what you know. Let go of any doubts or inhibitions that keep you from taking that next step. By not embracing and sharing the wisdom you hold, you deny the world the opportunity to experience your healing light. Many gravitate towards the great radiant souls who stand empowered. You are a natural teacher. All right, so this is more like you're the celestial teacher. And so you are a spiritual being with unlimited potential. There is so much for you to share. So this does still come back to the lessons we've learned this year. So I remember that Hierophant at the beginning of the readings. I feel like that Hierophant will come back around in the sense that you're going to be sharing some of the lessons you've learned with other people around you. And this could even go into the mirrored souls, because our relationships work best when we work to uplift each other, when we have compassion for each other, when we work to help each other on our journeys. And I know that it can be hard when we see friends, family, and stuff doing the same things over and over. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta distance yourself. Other times, you know, you teach by leading by example. You know, people see that change and stuff is possible when they see you doing it. So I think that is part of that message here, is just use all this wisdom you have learned this year to move forward, to continue moving forward, and to assist the people around you. You know, whether you are going to be verbally counseling, helping people, or whether you are going to be leading by example. And I still believe this is a very much connect with your spirit teams, especially since Mother Earth popped up in here. I feel like this is very much like we need to have some kind of grounded practice to connect with our spiritual beliefs and whatnot, especially going into the next year where we may need to take a little more effort into remaining grounded and calm and whatnot whenever things start to get stirred up. All right, I feel like there's one more. Be still. Yeah, I think that's just what I was just saying. Like, be still so you can hear the signs. You can hear the wisdom coming from within you. That we kind of started this reading off with the whole intuition, slowing down, getting still, changing your perspectives. All right, you know what? I think that is a good way to end this reading. I feel like it was short, but at the same time, we're at 25 minutes almost, so guess not. I think this is a good new moon that we're going to be ending the year with, very much reflecting on the year that we have just had and making our plans for going into 2025. Remember to not force yourself to just jump into anything. Take some moments to reflect. You know, take a minute to think and to just let things kind of come to you without you forcing them to come out. So we've got very much slow down, calm down, reflect energy. All right, that is all I have for you guys. If you would like to book a personal reading, they are available on my website. If you would like to buy yourself a moon phase planner sheet for 2025 so you can keep up with all the full moons and new moons of 2025. Sorry, kitty. They are on my website as well. And I will probably be opening up New Year readings in the next few days if you want to look at what you have learned through this year with tarot. So that is all I have. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. It helps my channel grow. And yeah, that is our final reading for the year. I will see you guys in 2025. I hope you had a happy holiday and I hope you have a great New Year's send off. So I will see you then.